Hi friends, I'm Ayan from grade 7. So today we are going to talk about nutrition in plants. All living things need food to survive. Humans and animals cannot make their own food and have to depend on others for their food and energy. But plants have a specialty. They can make their own food and survive. Plants and both in the food we have components such as carbs, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, roughage and many other things. These things are known as nutrients. When the living things obtain the food for the growth and development of the body, this process is known as nutrition. We all know that the human body and the living organisms are made up of many cells. So I'm going to describe a cell. A cell is enclosed by a cell membrane. It is like a thick outer layer of the cell covering the cell. And then inside the cell membrane there is the nucleus, the main part of the cell. And then the nucleus is surrounded by its jelly-like substance called cytoplasm. So now we are going to discuss about nutrition in plants. Nutrition. So nutrition can be classified into two types: autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition meaning the plants are the living organisms which can synthesize and make their own food. The only and clear example is plants. And heterotrophic nutrition is where other living organisms have to depend on plants by eating them directly or indirectly, or other animals directly or indirectly. This type of nutrition is known as heterotrophic nutrition. Example, humans and animals. Now we are going to discuss about autotrophic nutrition. There is only one example of autotrophic nutrition, which is plants. And plants make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Here, photo meaning sunlight and synthesis meaning to make. So, photosynthesis, the plants take in CO2 or carbon dioxide which we breathe out, and then they absorb water molecules from the soil through their roots, and these materials are converted into glucose and they release oxygen. These gaseous exchanges are done through small hole-like particles which are present under the leaf, which I can show you in the money plant. See, the money plant has very small holes, so these holes are known as stomata. So now we are going to discuss about heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition meaning living organisms which depend on other living substances for their own food and nutrition. So heterotrophic plants can be classified into four types, which are parasites, saprophytes, insectivorous plants, and symbiosis or mutualism. So now, what are parasites? Organisms which live in or on plants or animals which live in or on other organisms for their own food and absorb their nutrients from the other organism are called parasites. For example, dodder plant. This dodder plant has a long host. The host meaning it is a plant which derives nutrients and absorbs the nutrients from the other plant. So the dodder plant has a long root and it has a sticky substance which makes the other plant stick to it, and the dodder sucks the nutrients from the other plant. These plants are known as parasites. Now we are going to discuss about saprophytes. Saprophytes are plants which depend on decaying or dead plants, which are plants like leaves. For example, if this leaf is already dead and is laying in one area, these saprophytes absorb the you can understand literally by the word insectivorous. Plants which depend on insects for their life. For example, the pitcher plant and the Venus flytrap. When the Venus flytrap, when the fly or insect lands on the Venus flytrap, it gets closed and then the fly gets closed and the fly will become dead and it will absorb the nutrients from the fly to for the Venus flytrap to or the carnivorous plant to live. Now we'll discuss about symbiosis or mutualism. It means when two plants or two or more plants get benefited from each other. So this is where, for example, lichen. Lichen consists of two particles, naming fungus and algae. So the fungus absorbs the water and minerals and shares it with the algae, and the algae supplies organic food and shares with the fungi. This is a combination of heterotrophic nutrition and autotrophic nutrition. The algae is a type of autotrophic nutrition because it consists of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a green pigment which helps in the photosynthesis, in the process of photosynthesis and making their own food. So here algae is autotrophic nutrition and fungi is a saprophyte. So meaning it is to be considered as a heterotrophic nutrition. So this is all about nutrition in plants. Thank you.